If you're looking to achieve a very aggressive stance in your 2015 and newer Mustang, but without actually changing the wheels, well then adding these super affordable 1-inch wheel spacers would be, I would say, the easiest and one of the most affordable ways to do so. Now this set of 4 hub-centric spacers can be used both with your stock or aftermarket wheels and will feature a high-quality billet aluminum build, all for right around $200 for all 4. So adding a set of wheel spacers like this is going to be one of the easiest ways to either gain clearance from braking or suspension components or to help make for a more aggressive stance. Now, if I had to guess in this video, I would say most S550 and S650 owners are probably more interested in achieving more of a stance aspect than they are clearing a big brake kit. But whatever the case, the spacers will help you in either situation. Now these particular options are going to be pretty aggressive in the land of aftermarket spacers, but not totally over the top. Now they're going to add 25 millimeters or 1 inch of offset to your stock or aftermarket wheels. Now this will obviously help you achieve more of a flush look or stance with your stock wheels, or allow you to go totally wild with an aftermarket set of wheels depending on your starting offset. So basically, if you have a more aggressive offset with an aftermarket wheel, you're essentially going to be adding an additional 25 millimeters to that. The most popular way I've seen people use these is by just sticking them on with the stock wheels, because let's face it, the stock wheels fit great, they fit nicely in that wheel well, but they could be poked out ever so slightly just to give the car a more aggressive stance. And when these are added, it certainly helps achieve that without, again, changing your physical wheels. Now the spacers have been made from a high quality billet aluminum and anodized black here. They do feature that 5x114 bolt pattern found on the 2015 and newer cars, along with a 70 millimeter hub size, meaning there's no need for any additional hub-centric rings or anything like that. Now the spacers will bolt to your existing hubs thanks to the included hardware, and will reuse the same 14x15 lugs as your factory studs, and everything will be torqued to 150 foot-pounds. Now your price point could easily be added to the features section earlier here, guys, because this set of 4 will run you right around $200, give or take, which honestly is what other big brand name companies are charging for only 2 spacers. So these are definitely going to be the most affordable on the site at this particular size, and by a pretty hefty margin. But now we want to shift gears and talk more about the installation, and the site's going to call this a solid 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you about an hour or so to knock out all 4 from start to finish. But now to give you a better idea of just how this one might go down in the garage or driveway, here's a detailed walkthrough from an AM customer.
Alrighty, so all we're going to need for this is a breaker bar, 19 mil for the spacers, 21 mil socket for the wheels, torque wrench to torque down the spacers, and then also to torque down your wheels, and then a brass brush to scrape off any rust off the hub. And you're good to go besides your jack and jack stands, or if you have a lift. Either works.
Hey guys, my name is Luke, and today we are installing the KSP 1-inch spacers on my 2016 S550 GT. Made of billet aluminum, they're forged, real strong. And then a good thing to do before we put the spacers on is take a brass brush like this, just like scrub off any like rust that might be on your hub. So just scrub that down a little bit, just so that the spacer seats right onto the hub. You want it to be as good as you can get it. Doesn't have to be perfect though. All right, and that's good enough for now. Again, just doesn't have to be perfect. Just want to make sure it's you know, just to get off some of the surface rust on there, and let's make it seat better. And then these spacers, they are, so on a metric set, the 19s fit the best. So that's what we're using today. So just gonna go ahead and take off the bolts, the nuts that are on the spacers. Because these are the bolts we're going to use, the nuts we're going to use to fasten the spacer to the hub. And then we'll use our lug nuts on our wheel to fasten the wheel to the spacer. Make sure it's flush all the way around, and go ahead and throw these bolts on. And now you want to grab your torque wrench, and on the package, what did it say? It said it said 85 to 95, so I'm just going to set it to 90. All right, and then when you actually torque these down all the way, just make sure you do it in the star pattern. Down that one. All right, just the same as I think as the rear, just in front.
So if you're looking to widen the stance on your S550 or S650 through more offset, then you'll want to check out these affordable billet options today right here at AmericanMuscle.com.